Once upon a time, in a lush, sun-dappled forest, lived a little rabbit named Pip. Pip was a fluffy, twitchy-nosed rabbit, but he was also a very unhappy one. Every morning, he'd nibble on a clover leaf and sigh, watching the other animals. He believed, with all his heart, that everyone else in the forest was happier than he was. His life felt so plain, so simple, so rabbity. One sunny afternoon, determined to find the secret to happiness, he decided to seek out the most magnificent creatures he knew. His first stop was a crystal-clear stream where a graceful deer was taking a drink. Her coat shone like polished copper in the sunlight, and she moved with an elegance that made Pip's heart ache with envy. "Oh, beautiful deer," Pip began, his voice a little shaky. "You must be the happiest animal in the entire world. You are so strong, so graceful, and everyone admires you. What is your secret?" The deer lifted her head, her large, dark eyes filled with a surprising sadness. "Little rabbit," she said softly, her voice like the rustling of leaves. "It's true, I am strong and swift, but this strength is born of fear. Every shadow could hide a hunter. Every snapping twig could be the sound of my end. I can never truly rest. My grace is a tool for survival, not a source of joy. I live in constant fear for my life and the lives of my fawns. I often look at you, little rabbit able to dart into your cozy burrow at the first sign of danger, and I envy your safety." Pip was stunned. He had never considered the deer's life from that perspective. He thanked her and hopped away, his mind buzzing with this new information. If the graceful deer wasn't happy, then surely the wisest animal in the forest would be. So he made his way to the old oak tree, where a wise old owl lived. He waited until dusk, when the owl's enormous, golden eyes blinked open. "Wise owl." Pip called up respectfully. "You know all the secrets of the forest. You see everything from above. You must be the most content of all creatures. Please, tell me how to be happy like you." The owl swiveled his head, looking down at the small rabbit. He hooted a low, melancholic sound. Little one. Knowledge is a heavy burden. I see much, yes, but I see the struggles, the hardships, the cycles of life and death. I am respected for my wisdom, but I am also alone. My life is lived in the quiet and the dark, while the rest of the world sleeps. I watch the sunrise, painting the world in colors I can only see from a distance, just as I must return to my solitary darkness. I often hear the joyful chatter of rabbit families in the twilight and wish for such simple companionship. Pip's ears drooped. The wise owl was lonely. This was getting more complicated than he thought. There was one last animal he could ask, the most powerful of all. He trembled a little but bravely, journeyed deep into the woods to find the mighty bear. He found the bear near a berry patch, his massive form a symbol of raw power and strength. No one would ever dare bother a bear. "Great Bear," Pip said, his voice barely a squeak, "you are the king of the forest. You fear nothing and no one. Your life must be perfect. You must be the happiest of all." The bear turned, his small eyes surprisingly gentle. He let out a low rumble, not of aggression, but of weariness. "Little rabbit," he said, his voice deep as thunder, "my strength means I must always be on guard, always ready to defend my territory. I carry the responsibility of this power, but what I truly envy is your size. When winter comes, I must eat until I am sick to survive the long sleep. You, on the other hand, can snuggle deep in your warm burrow, safe and sound. You can hide in an instant, disappear from any threat. Sometimes, I wish for nothing more than to be small and unseen, to not have the world watch my every move." Pip stood frozen, looking up at the great bear. The deer lived in fear, the owl in solitude, and the bear in the heavy burden of his own strength. Yet of him, the very animals he had envied, had their own secret struggles. And what's more, they had all, in their own way, envied him. They envied his safe burrow, his close-knit family, his ability to disappear from danger. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows through the trees, Pip hopped slowly back toward his home. He looked at his little burrow, nestled in the soft earth, not as a simple hole, but as a safe and cozy sanctuary. He thought of his family, the warmth of snuggling with his brothers and sisters. He thought of his speed not as a sign of weakness, but as a gift that kept him safe. For the first time, Pip didn't see a plain, scene-play rabbit. He saw a creature perfectly designed for his own life, blessed with his own unique set of gifts. The secret to happiness, he realized, wasn't about having what someone else had. It wasn't about being more graceful, more wise, or more powerful. The true secret was gratitude. It was about opening your eyes to the beauty and the blessings of your own life, right here, right now. It was about appreciating the burrow that keeps you warm, the family that loves you, and the swift feet that carry you to safety. From that day on, Pip was no longer the unhappy rabbit. He still saw the graceful deer, the wise owl, and the powerful bear. But instead of envy, he felt a sense of connection, a shared understanding that everyone has their own path and their own hidden battles. He found his joy not in wishing for another life, but in truly living his own. And so, the little rabbit learned the greatest wisdom in the forest. Contentment isn't found by looking outward, but by looking inward. Happiness is the quiet, wonderful peace that comes from being grateful for who you are and all that you have. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. What are you grateful for today? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care.